Sawadee Krap, I'm JP Mestanza. Today is Friday, April 1st. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. Travelers arriving in Thailand will no longer require pre-travel COVID-19 tests starting today, as the central government in Bangkok looks to spur more tourism and economic activity for the kingdom. The new eased entry measures for tourists arriving from overseas comes into effect today, April 1st, as travelers to Thailand will no longer be required to provide a negative RT-PCR test within 72 hours of departure to the kingdom, but they will have to take one upon arrival. On day 5 of their stay, tourists will also need to do an antigen self-test instead of the second RT-PCR test. That is the only requirement eased for tourists who enter under the sandbox scheme. They still must observe quarantine at their hotel until the first test results on landing have been returned. The good news for people entering Thailand under the alternative quarantine procedure for travelers who are not fully vaccinated is that the quarantine period for AQ travelers has been reduced to 5 days. Under the eased measures, all other measures remain unchanged, except that the mandatory COVID insurance required has been reduced from $50,000 to $20,000. All arrivals still need to qualify through the Thailand Pass system. Travelers must also still have a fully paid hotel reservation confirmation for the arrival date, which must include an RT-PCR test, ATK test kit, and airport pickup, among other requirements. For the full list of entry measures under the Test and Go scheme, Sandbox, and Quarantine scheme, visit thephuket.news.com. A police spokesman warned earlier today that acceptable April Fool's Day pranks do not include posting damaging fake news on the internet, which could incur several penalties. The spokesman, Police Colonel Sidiwat Dipo, stated that April Fool's Day is a Western tradition. He went on to say, quote, "But sometimes jokes or hoaxes can affect or shock society when they are posted on social media and shared widely." He warned that posting lies could incur charges of putting false information into a computer system if it was deemed to have caused damage to national security, public safety, economic security, or made people panic. He says violators could face a maximum of 5 years in jail and or a fine of up to 100,000 baht. Quality guaranteed since 2012. Call M Painting today. The island's top anti-corruption chief is saying that Phuket officials running afoul of anti-corruption laws when processing procurement contracts are only making honest mistakes and are getting better at it. This is not an April Fool's joke. In a totally serious story, Suksan Prasara'e, director of the Phuket office of the National Anti-Corruption Commission, the NACC, reported the news on Thursday at Phuket Provincial Hall, stating that an analysis of the complaints filed with his office saw plenty about corruption, especially involving land, followed by fraud and then abuse of power. Mr. Suksan defended Phuket officials in their, quote, honest mistakes involving procurement contracts, stating that officials had no idea how to make orders. He stated, quote, from the results of a survey conducted in the fiscal year 2020, it was found that the cause of the problem of corruption in procurement by local government organizations in the Phuket area was that some of the complaints arose from personnel on procurement duties who did not have knowledge and expertise in supplies. This resulted in non-compliance with the rules stipulated in the law on procurement and management of government supplies without any fraudulent intent and as a channel for the authority to use as a tool for exploitation. He says his office has conducted the necessary training to these officials. Again, this is not an April Fool's joke. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. The government's crackdown on the sale of overpriced lottery tickets reached Phuket this week when 3 locations on the island were raided for selling tickets sold through the Blue Dragon lottery online platform. Authorities in Phuket conducted 3 raids, all in homes in Rasada or Karon, and arrested 3 people this week in connection with the alleged scheme. It's all part of coordinated raids in 13 locations across 9 provinces, and police raided Blue Dragon's offices in Nonthaburi and Loei provinces last Friday as part of a crackdown on chronic overpricing of government lottery tickets, with authorities confiscating over 2 million tickets total, and an initial investigation showed the company, which has assets of more than 100 million baht, is not eligible for a lottery quota but has amassed large amounts of lottery tickets from existing quota holders and small sellers. Officials are now investigating the company on suspicion of other crimes, including money laundering and illegal gambling. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Join us again on Monday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.